December 2019. It's like starting the new year fresh. Like, this is my new thing. Here we go.
What was your business plan going into that?
Wing it. Literally, I had enough money saved where it wasn't going to be like a big problem if I was working kind of paycheck to paycheck at first. And I just went in head first, and it worked out. It took me a while. I made a livable wage the first year, but it wasn't up to my standard at all. And I was actually just proud of myself for doing that.
Kat Fox is the designer and strategist behind Kat Fox Design, a creative studio helping small businesses not just create beautiful brands, but build a stronger online presence that drives real results. Starting out in high-end jewelry design with a natural love of digital design, Kat journeyed across the country and back to northeastern Pennsylvania, evolving her brand and business as she went. Since launching her business in 2020, she's worked across a wide range of industries, combining creative expertise with strategic thinking to help businesses grow and evolve. Today, we're talking about entrepreneurship, adapting in a rapidly changing world of tech and AI, the importance of transparency with clients, and the never-ending topic of work-life balance as a business owner. Welcome, Kat Fox.
So those of folks that do not know Kat Fox and what you're doing, you're lighting up the boards. I hear your name a lot, and we're getting to know you. So folks that don't know you, why don't you tell them what you're doing?
Sure. I am the owner of my own business called Kat Fox Design. I focus on website design, digital marketing, and brand identity design solely. There's a couple other things mixed in there, regular graphic design, social media management, stuff like that. But my focus really is working with other businesses, no matter the size or industry, getting them online, improving what they already have online, and getting them a return, whatever that may be, sales, customer acquisition, foot traffic, whatever that business is. My goal is to get them something beautiful up online that actually does something for them.
Wow. That's important.
Yeah. So immediately I reflect to my own life, because that's what I do. I feel selfish for saying that. But I think I'm one of those people, like every other business owner, who no matter how good you feel especially about marketing, you think, I'm where I need to be. And then you see something on your phone or on your screen, you're like, I need to get better. And they call you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you bring them up to speed and keep them out where they need to be.
Yep. I kind of audit people, what they have online already, to see where they're at. First step is always talking to them and just in their own words, how it's going, what's happening. Do they use their website? Do they have social media? And then I can start pinpointing maybe gaps they have, or just getting them a better process within their own business or within themselves, if it's like a solo run thing, to really get a handle on their online presence themselves, and getting them to see that return. Because that's what I define my success with, is other people's success. So I'm not about to be just throwing a website up there, making you a beautiful logo and say, here you go. Right. That's it.
Yep.
I really try to get hands-on as things progress, keep an eye on things, always training, always educating them on how to do that themselves as well. So I'm never holding things hostage. I'm never locking things down. It's all up to them. It's owned by them. And then I can absolutely be a point person moving forward until forever, or not. I just never force that kind of thing.
Yeah, it sounds like you're a huge advocate for your client and what's best for them.
Mm-hmm.
And what's best for them will change too.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you start out with a digital presence and then that evolves and they get comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's very much a living, breathing thing.
It's constantly growing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it should be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on the held hostage side of that equation, and I didn't develop Stockholm syndrome. I started to really get angry and antsy, and I didn't like that whole thing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
terrible.
was a horrible beginning and horrible ending. And what I kind of, in the marketing world, you guys you do some similar things, but different. But what I like about your approaches is I think you're a good listener, right? You have to be on that end. But to come at it from a consultative and advice-driven thing versus a product. Like I've got 3 different packages you can buy my time. It's the X, Y, and Z. Like, well, I just want you to listen to me. Here's what I think is going wrong, but maybe you'll tell me different. Like that hour consultation or however long you give them, I think that's a huge And I think it's the right way. It's kind of basically what we do in our business. And so
Yeah.
I feel like I want to be treated that way.
I was going to say, in a service-based industry, you're doing the same thing for your clients.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an advocate for them. So how did you get into this, Kat?
I made it up. I just started doing it.
All right. Wait, are you really not into this at all? Oh, you mean you just...
Speaking of the story.
No, this is a real business that I started.
She made up the business.
Yes,
Yeah.
made up. I literally put myself into this framework of the job by myself. I didn't go to school for it. I went to school for jewelry design in New York City outside of, high school here. I'm from Waverly, PA. Went right to New York. Did the whole jewelry industry, 47th Street, high-end luxury jewelry, later bridal. But I had 2 9-to-5 jobs in New York City. Every single job was for production, making the jewelry, designing it. But I had always done the website, social media, any graphic design related things, product photography, editing, like marketing materials, sales tools. I was doing that in my spare time when I finished all my tasks at my job. And that's what I really gravitated towards. I was good at it. I liked it. So after that, I moved out to Colorado and I said to myself, well, fine jewelry probably isn't the most big industry here. I mean, we do have a lot of like jewelry stores throughout the country. Engagement rings are always a thing anywhere. But I kind of burned myself out in the jewelry industry at that point. And I said, let me gear myself towards what I'm actually loving to do, which is like this marketing, digital marketing, graphic design kind of thing. So I got a job at a jewelry store in Colorado, but as the marketing coordinator. So then I really saw eyes on this future for myself, which was, this is my niche. This is what I'm good at. I have this natural gravitation towards all that kind of stuff. Anything tech related, I love. So that just developed into kind of like gathering like clients here and there, starting with social media, actually. And then it just developed into, yes, I can build your website. Yes, I can have you sell things on there. Yes, I can get you on Google and get you seen. And it just built from there and became a full-time business in 2020, actually. So I started.
You started your business in 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
right
during
before
COVID.
Right before. So I quit that jewelry job December 2019. And I was just thinking like in my head, January 2020, it's like starting the new year fresh. Like, this is my new thing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm terrified, but here we go.
Wait, let me ask you something really quick before you move on. So you were working full-time at the jewelry store and you quit in December. Did you have freelance clients and a business plan?
Yes. I was actually working part-time with the jewelry store. It was 3 days a week. It was an hour drive away. So it felt like it was full-time.
Wow.
But on the side of that, I was working at a coffee shop in the town I lived in an hour away. And people just were coming up to me, like the patrons, and they're like, what do you really do? Like, you're not really just a barista. We can tell. And I'd be like, oh, I'm like really good with social media, websites, graphic design. So I was just getting local business owners who were coming into the coffee shop. And that's how it started.
So you did have freelance work.
I had like 3 clients at the time, in addition to the jewelry store. And so then December 2019, I said, all right, here we go. I'm going to fly on my own with these 3 clients.
What was your business plan going into that?
Wing it. Literally.
Really?
I had enough money saved where it wasn't going to be like a big problem if I was working kind of paycheck to paycheck at first. And I just went in head first and it worked out. It took me a while. I made a livable wage the first year, but it wasn't up to my standard at all. And I was actually just proud of myself for doing that alone.
Yeah.
Like, my goal was to like make more than I was making at that part-time job in the jewelry store. And I did.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. I'm still like, I don't know how I did it.
Yeah.
I just kept going. And then from there, every year I just kept saying like, your goals higher, your goals higher, your goals higher. And here I am.
Yay.
Still doing it.
So I have a question for you. When you went all in like that, did you do it because like you felt like, I really love this? Or did you do it like, this is the best thing I can think of today? Like, was this like, I really want this particular job to work, or this is all I have? Like,
it was, I love this. This is what I'm good at. This is what I kept gravitating towards in every other job position I had. But now is the time where I can actually title it that way and focus my energy on it and like make it a real thing instead of just kind of a dream I had. I actually developed my logo that I still use today when I was in New York City, just in my room that I shared with my apartment that I shared with 2 other roommates. I made my logo just one day I was like, I know I'm just going to brand myself with Cat Fox Design. I left it design because at the time I was still doing freelance jewelry design. So I was like, I'm not just doing digital design, but I'm doing like physical drawings and art as well. So that's why it's not really geared towards like digital or like web agency or anything like that. It's just Cat Fox Design because it was just all encompassing any design. But then it turned into this.
When did you start your LLC then? In New York or in Colorado?
In Colorado. I was in a rural town and they had this promotion, the state, for starting an LLC cost $1. I had been working doing this and it was such a daunting task. It seemed like I thought there was a whole like a legal thing involved getting an LLC. No, they literally just, I was working with the SBDC at the time, the Small Business Development Center, which I'm still advisor for. But they're like, nope, you just sign up online and there's a promotion right now where it costs $1 to create an LLC. So I did it. It was crazy.
And it was easy.
It was easy. It was just a form online.
Yeah.
No problem.
For all my attorney friends out there, you might want to revise those documents and upgrade them.
Oh, yeah. Well, so yeah, I moved back to Pennsylvania, obviously. And now it's, I feel like I have more of a handle on it than just paying $1 for it.
Yeah. But it got you started.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good opportunity.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So who are your favorite clients to work with?
Anyone. I love to learn. I love any industry. It doesn't matter what it is, what you're doing. I don't have like a particular niche. I do still have all this random jewelry background knowledge. So I have worked with several jewelers, jewelry stores, jewelry designers. That's always like a no-brainer for me. I don't even have to think. I could just put all your information online, get your things for sale. But I really don't have a particular client that I want to work with. It's just everyone.
How about a mindset or drives? There's some kind of common denominator in the people that you like to work with?
Yeah, usually it's people who understand the value of online things and aren't just wanting a website to have a website because that's what you're supposed to do. It usually I have a better time and a better success rate for people who are determined to make their business in its physical form great and also its online form. So the two work hand in hand. So it's not just slapping something up on the internet and, calling it a day. They actually care. They want to learn about it. They want to keep improving it. That's really the most ideal person I could work with.
A lot of business owners think it's basically a glorified business card, right? So tell me I know it's a little bit of an open-ended answer, but question. But what does an ideal website do? Like, what's the functionality like where you would go, this is awesome. This is one of my better pieces.
Yeah, well, visually beautiful, of course. My art and design background, it's going to be very good looking and beautiful. But the biggest thing is making sure that it's visible online. So if someone was to search for anything related to that business, that website is going to pop up beyond the Google Map location, beyond your Facebook page. It's actually going to start being visible to people who are looking for that type of business, that type of service, who don't know that business name in particular, who aren't familiar with different things in the area. They just are searching for this thing that they need and your website will pop up. So that's the goal always.
Interesting. I would imagine, so some of that's SEO, right? And so anytime and people still Google despite the large language model issue. And whenever you search on something, you're always button heads with the sponsors that are up there.
Paid
right?
ads. Yep.
Yeah. And do you like the idea of folks that you work with doing those to get up there, or just you want to put them
Not
right
to
now?
start. Everything I do is organic. So it's just the content, the information that's on the website is what's fueling it to pop up, hopefully on page one. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. I can't stress that enough. It takes a couple of months for it to actually get into effect, but I will never start anyone off with paid ads, especially if their website has been up and I didn't do it. So I'm not totally familiar with, I can see what's on there, but I'm not sure of how it's actually set up. We don't know if the website's ready for a paid ad because the end goal of a paid ad is contact us, usually come right to our website. So if you're paying money for someone to come to your website, but your website is not set up for a user-friendly experience to get that return, to at least get that person's contact information, it's kind of useless because they can just click right off. You spent the money and you never heard from them. So I rarely, even after the fact, experiment with the paid ads because they really suck a lot of your money up really quick.
It's like the sugar hit, right? it gets you noticed, but not effectively.
Yeah.
Am I going too deep into what you do here? Because it is beyond the bottom line, and I do like to talk about.
No, I don't think so.
We like to know what makes you tick.
I think of course I'm going to say I'm unique. I'm a unique web designer, but I am a little bit against the norm from what I see. Like even how we were speaking earlier about, like, I'm not the owner of anything. I don't hold anything where you're forced to be in some sort of maintenance package with me. And that could be a detriment to myself, but it's also a pretty big benefit. My goal is always to have the business owning their own assets and having to take charge with their own thing, because that's a huge business asset for them. So why would I want to lock someone out of it?
Mm-hmm.
The model works, I can understand, for certain types of businesses, very huge businesses, totally understandable that you have a whole agency running this stuff for you. But I tend to work with smaller businesses locally in the area. I can work anywhere, really. I have clients all over, but I do love to work with local people. So it's kind of different that I don't hold anything hostage or within my own accounts. And that always tends to be like the biggest sales tool that I have. People are always relieved to hear that, because I would say about 90% of the people I work with who already have websites had run into that issue where they had that website built by an agency or a past company that, has like some exorbitant amount of monthly payment every month, or they just disappeared. They went out of business. They have no idea where their domain is. They have no idea where their email is. Their website, they're getting emails. It's like, the payment has lapsed. Your website's going to go down, and there's nothing they can do. And I just think that's such a old school tactic, because what we have now online, all these different like all-in-one platforms, all the different website platforms, stuff like that, are built for this reason. So you're in charge of your own things, and there's no point for me to do that. I don't want to be your like payment manager for a domain. It's $20 a year, if that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not marking up any hosting plans. It's paid directly by the client. That's not how I'm investing in myself and making money. I'm making money with the time and my expertise, but it's never like just marking up some sort of payment that just has to happen no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, I love you're speaking my language, because the way we manage money for people is very similar. There's no upfront fees to get in, and there's no fees to leave. So while we're there, we're providing a service. If you don't feel it's valuable, then we'll stop tomorrow and stop charging. But while we're here, we're charging and we're working on it, right? Have you ever heard of fractional CFOs? Have you ever heard of that? It's a sort of a trending thing where you are growing your business to the point where it's the numbers, it's not your thing, but you got to take care of your business, but the numbers are getting bigger, mistakes are costlier. So you can't afford maybe to hire someone full-time to sit there as your chief financial officer. So you outsource it. And I say that this is like a self-promo, because our Stonehouse, our accounting office is starting to do more and more of those relationships.
cool.
And they've become very big. I kind of feel like what you're describing is sort of like a fractional chief marketing officer, right?
Yeah.
Where you're kind of just saying like, I don't like, I'll help you take care of the thing, and I'll not just fix it and get it going today, but monitor and be a part of it going forward.
Yeah.
You do that, right?
Yeah. I think that's a good comparison for sure.
Yeah.
That's very
Fractional
similar.
CMO.
Yeah, I like it. I might steal that.
Yeah.
Steal it. I didn't create it, but I do collect royalties
Yeah.
now. I think a lot of business is happening that way, and because of the connectivity and because of your embracing of technology, you can do it from remote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like websites in particular used to be like you needed to know code. You needed to know all that kind of stuff. But that's just, it still exists. People still use it. It's great. But there's other forms out there that the average business owner can maintain themselves if they have the time, energy, or care to. If they don't, great, I'll do it for you for the future. But I will always put you in that position where you can have it yourself if you want. And if not, I'm always here.
There's a lot of website builders. There's Wix, there's Squarespace, Showcase. Is it Show It?
Show It.
Show It. WordPress. One of my sites is in Kajabi. What is your favorite? What do you prefer? Do you take all of them? Yeah. What are your thoughts on all of that?
I know all of them. And that's just from that natural just fascination I have with like learning new things, especially like techie things online. But how I choose what the business is going to be on if I'm building their website is what's going to work best for them, what's going to work now, what's going to help them grow in the future. So they don't look into rebuilding a whole website every like 2 to 3 years. Like this thing that I'm starting is going to keep them growing. So it really depends on what they're needing. Do they have e-commerce? Do they have no e-commerce? Like, do they need a point of sale system? Do they need like a booking system? So after speaking to somebody with that first consultation, I kind of put together a plan. But it's usually my favorite for like informational is Squarespace. It just works very well, and it's very powerful with the SEO and AI, like voice search kind of thing. But that's always not the best fit. E-commerce, Shopify is very good. WordPress, I will not build a website on it.
No,
I will maintain your website if that's the choice, if that's just what makes sense, because I will never rebuild you a website just to rebuild it. Like I want to make sure what you have, if it's working fine enough, or you've already invested a certain amount of money into it, whatever. But I will not build your website on WordPress. It is, for me, it's fine. I can build it. I can put plugins, all that kind of stuff. But for the business owner, no matter what, hands down, unless you have a website person in your office working on it, it is a headache. It is a whole thing. It takes up too much time. You have to update this thing. You got to update the other thing. The other thing breaks. It's too much. There are better platforms for that kind of thing, in my opinion.
How hard is it to change platforms?
Well, you have to build it from scratch. It's not hard, but you do have to start from scratch.
In today's world, can you just say, "Hey, here's this website," and use technology to kind of
you can use AI to kind of build out that content, or if you're just copy and pasting, same website, different platform. But that's when you have to start asking yourself.
I feel like I'm such a major geek that I'm asking these questions because I feel so uninformed. But if you move from a platform like WordPress to another platform, does that screw up all your SEOs and all these tendrils that you've put out there? And
it doesn't screw them up. It does disrupt them a little bit.
Okay.
People are scared that it just like deletes everything.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
yeah.
It's just kind of, you have to retrain the search engines and AI to figure out like this new website structure exists and how do we read it kind of thing. But there's tools that I know that I put in place to make sure that that's pretty seamless. There will be like a little bit of a downtime, especially if like your content majorly changes. But it's not gonna delete it. You're not just gonna kind of fall off a search engine result because of it, but it does disrupt it a little tiny bit.
I was going to say, you love learning AI and tech. What is your favorite thing you're learning about right now?
Anything. I love learning anything. Tech related. Probably just how I use AI personally. I kind of use it as my assistant. It's definitely improved my processes. It's made them faster. It's helped me build out content faster and also better. I'm a good writer. Don't call myself a copywriter, but I can formulate a paragraph and make it sound good. But AI just spits it right out. I like actually how to speak to it. That's what I'm learning is you need to prompt it correctly to get what you're looking for. Otherwise, if you're not asking, same with Google. I like when Google was such a big thing, like probably in the 2010s when people were like trying to figure out like, why don't I ever get the right results? Because you have to know how to search things, and that's a skill. And I just thought people knew how, and they don't. So if you don't know how to talk to AI, it will either spit out something that's like completely irrelevant to you, or it starts bullying you and it says, here's some content that you asked for, but what if we did it like, how about if I explore this route? And people just go, sure, yes. And then it's just like this whole convoluted map
Tangent.
of crazy, yeah. And they're like, I don't know how I got here. You have to be in charge for sure.
Right.
But I do love to learn how to speak to it and how to use it to make my processes more efficient.
Are you a ChatGPT or Claude user?
ChatGPT right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I use many of them for different reasons. Like anything image related, I don't really use AI generated images, only if I need like a banner background or something, like some generic like photo thing.
Yeah.
I'm not designing logos or anything with it, but I will use Gemini for that kind of stuff because it works really well. So I'll take someone's product photos that they already have that they aren't so happy with. They're like, these are fine, but we don't have the funds to do like professional product photography. I'll spit it into Gemini and say, take this product and then, fix the lighting, make the background white or something pretty, and it will do it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'll just use different ones for different things.
Yeah. You're just a problem solver.
So if I'm a business owner and I'm experiencing let's say, symptoms that I should call Cat Fox. What are those symptoms?
Your website isn't doing a thing. No one's on it. No one's reaching out to you because of it. You don't know what you're doing on social media. I'm not a manager for your social media, but I will give you a strategy because it's a 24/7 job when you're posting for someone else. So your website's not doing anything. Your social media, you have no idea what you're doing, or you just want to increase your sales, customer acquisition, whatever. I have a specialization, a self-proclaimed specialization in e-commerce. So I'm very good with maintaining products, making sure that they're all entered properly for the maximum visibility. It's all in like the details, the title, the description, all that kind of stuff. I can even help with like inventory levels and how to actually like maintain these things within your business. So stuff like that. So if someone comes to me and says, "Oh, I've had a website for this whole time I've had a business, like 20 years, but like, it's never really done anything for me. And I think I want it to be updated." And then I ask, okay, yeah, update it for sure to make it modern and saying the right things about your business, but let's actually update it so it does something for you. What do you need it to do? Oh, well, my biggest thing is I need to get in front of the customer first and talk to them before they just outright like come to work with me or use my service or whatever. Okay, boom, let's put a consultation form on there that you've never had. It's such a simple concept, but you're directing people to give their information to you, and then you're off and running. So always, what can it do for you? We don't want it just up to be up.
And it doesn't matter if it's a product or a service.
Anything.
Anything.
Yeah. Nonprofits, like anything. It's up for a reason. So you just have to figure out what is that reason and how do we get it to be better.
How do you find your clients today?
I'm a networker. I'm a networking queen.
You are. That's how we met.
Yeah. Word of mouth, really, from all the networking. I'm a part of a lot of different organizations. SBDC, still out in Southern Colorado. The SBDC here at the U. I was in this startup series in the spring of 2024 or something like that. And now I'm a speaker sometimes in that series. The Chamber of Commerce. I'm a member. I constantly go to any of the events that they have. And I'm also part of the volunteer group called the Influencers, which I met Maria at. And I'm just always anywhere that there's like a networking thing, that's where I am. And I'm always there. And that's how I meet people. I work with them. Then they refer me to others. And now it's just like a constant thing. The ball is rolling and I'm very happy about it. And I want it to keep rolling.
This is a great spot for a shout out to Todd Monahan.
Oh, Todd.
Who really was excited about having you be on the show.
Yeah.
The show.
The show. It is a show.
Are you, when you mentioned Colorado, are you still working, like you work out of state? Really doesn't matter if it's Pennsylvania at all?
No, I can be anywhere.
Interesting.
I can be over video on the phone mostly, but yeah, I'm anywhere. Which you would think, like a lot of people are like, why don't you just go travel the world and like work on your computer anywhere? And I'm like, sure, like I would love to, but that's not really my jam. Like I'm a very like my spot kind of person. I like to like settle in my own comfort and I like my local community. So
yeah,
but I could be anywhere. I still work with Colorado people all the time.
Do you miss being out there?
I miss the sunshine.
Yeah.
360 days a year, sunshine.
Really?
Yeah. And we're in the dark over here like 4 months in a row.
It gets a little cloudy in the
yeah, so I definitely
winter.
miss that weather. A little dry, but it's cool out there. It's just totally different than here.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's so spaced out. The landscape is totally different. The lifestyle is different. But
is the jewelry different?
Yes.
Different jewelry. A lot of topaz.
Turquoise. Yeah, turquoise, like Native American style. Yeah. People are like more casual out there, so they're not like dripping in diamonds. But like here, I mean, not really Scranton, but like Philly, New York City, like people are like decked, and out there they'll be like more modest about it.
Gotcha.
Colorful. Yeah.
I got to get more bling.
You do. You should get earrings.
From zero. I'm starting from zero.
It's a lot of fun. I'm obsessed with jewelry forever.
Do you miss doing that?
I miss looking at pretty things and handling insane pieces of jewelry, like one necklace that costs like $3 million, if not more. But the industry itself, I don't really miss. It's kind of crazy. It's a really hectic, like a lot of crazy stuff happens, and it just wasn't fulfilling for me anymore because it's just such a luxury item, expendable money kind of thing. So I just really wasn't resonating with it that much anymore. But I mean, if you were to give me like $1 million necklace, I would wear it and like
Oh,
be
you
happy
would.
about it.
You would rock it. So let's talk about Cat Fox.
Yeah.
What do you do for fun?
Walk my dogs. I have 2 dogs and I walk like 5 miles a day maybe with them.
Wow.
I ride my bike a lot in these nicer months on the trails. I have a gravel bike so I can go on the road or like a little gravelly trail. And I have a mountain bike too that I learned how to mountain bike in Colorado with. So I'll go like the state park, but I'm usually outside walking my dogs, outside riding my bike. And that's like pretty much it. Or just like sitting at home.
You're not
my friends
walking.
and
You're
family.
not holding the leash while you're riding your bike, are you?
No, I used to do that. My little Chiweenie is 12 years old, but she used to do everything. I would go mountain biking. She would just follow me. She's like 15 pounds this big.
Oh,
She would do it all, but she's not getting like decrepit or anything, but she shouldn't be like chasing my bike anymore.
up
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I knew a guy who did that with his dog, and the dog went in front of him, and
No,
Yeah, see,
yeah,
that's always a
he got
risk.
hurt pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't
that would
do
be
that.
bad. I won't do that.
that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does sound
Actually, sounds
terrible.
really bad.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to strike the fear of God. I want to ask you a really silly question because I think that you're the type of person who'll give me an answer to this.
Oh boy.
This is so out left field.
Mhm.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory? I feel like you'd get into some stuff like that, would you?
I kind of like seeing it from like afar and just noticing that these things like exist and people talk about them.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like believe in any conspiracy theories, I don't think.
Same here. I just like
But I like to
talking about how
see-
people
yeah.
believe in them. Yeah, isn't that weird?
Like flat earthers.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
I
don't-
think like I don't believe the earth is flat,
Yeah.
but like they will adamantly tell you that the earth is flat.
staunch. Yeah, like there's
And-
stake in the ground. Like you're not moving me.
Yeah, so I think I just like to be like a third party from like an outer view listening to the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, that's things like that make me think that I don't know how we'll make the earth ever like everyone get along when there's folks that believe so staunchly.
Or that birds are not real. That one's funny.
What?
Wait a minute, I
The
haven't heard this
birds
one.
are not real.
Birds.
They're like government drones or just like robots, like
Oh,
spying.
That's a new
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
I love
birds. Are
birds.
real. Yeah.
Oh.
They're really
think
all
birds
over
are
my
real.
ear.
I think birds are real. Yeah.
So, yeah, this is the kind of stuff we talk about at the Beyond the Bond.
This
Yeah,
is going
it's fun.
very much beyond. I love this.
No, but so like your business has done really well. It's got great momentum. And as a business owner, that's usually the part where you sit there and all of a sudden, like at 3:30 in the morning, wake up and go, what am I missing? Like, you ever think about that? Like, what is there something now that like regarding your business that might keep you up at night? And is there something are there many things maybe that make you like jump out of bed in the morning and say, let's go?
Yeah. Well, I always worry about how do I scale because I reach a workload maximum pretty quick. It's just me.
Yeah.
So I'm, building websites. I'm doing all the work, but then I'm doing the back end admin stuff, like all that kind of. So my time gets taken up really quickly, and it's then questioning like how I want to keep growing. So it's like how do I like keep scaling up if it's just me and my time's already occupied. So I constantly battle with that. Really scaling for me is just getting higher ticket items. I'm working with like bigger businesses. I love to work with everybody, but I don't know. So I think about that a lot. I don't know if I'm going to ever have employees. Who knows? Not this time. So what gets me up in the morning is just like, you have so much to do and it's just you. So just do it. And I'm very productive in the morning. So I'm just like, let's go, let's do it all. And I've always kind of started projects and finished things like immediately since I was a kid. I'd get homework and I'd be doing the homework in the class that I just received the homework in. So then I could go home and like have fun. So I've always been like a finisher in that way, but it is really scary to own your own business. It's not for the weak heart, weak mind. Like, you have to be very strong. And sometimes I just let myself be delusional and just don't even question it. Just like, let's go. Present is all we have. Don't worry about what the future has to bring. That's future Kat's problem. Current Kat is going to help her out. She's going to get her the right foundation.
Yeah.
Future Kat, she's got it because right now Kat's pretty cool, so
Yeah.
she's got to be even better.
Yeah.
You're the neuro coach. When someone starts talking about themselves in the third person, what is that a
Are they
sign of?
mentally ill?
No, it sounds like problem solving to me. I love it.
That's great.
Sounds like you're designing your life intentionally, just like you would solve any problem.
Yeah, I've foregone the whole like, this is my future timeline. This happens here. This happens here. I just try to stay present because that's how I'm going to stay sane. I'm not going to live in the past. I don't really have an issue with that. That's gone. But it's like right now is all I have. So I'm just going to set myself up for what I'm doing right now. I'm responsible. I've always been. I trust myself. This is going to get done. And in the future, it's going to help things line up. But I'm never going to hold that timeline because you have no control. I don't know what's going to happen 10 minutes from now. So it's just setting myself up for the future is really my goal every day.
Speaking of being strong, how do you overcome hardships or really scary times?
God, I just power through. I
Yeah.
really do. I just like keep going. Like a lot of that hardship is living in my own head. So I'm like, look, this is what we have in front of us. That's all I can deal with. Just keep going. And then, like as a human being, I don't know, lay in bed, cry for a little bit. Like I'll blast music in my whole house. I have like speakers in every room that can connect. I'll just blast music and just like disassociate for a little just to like take my mind off of things, but then get right back up and just keep going because it's all you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Just set yourself up for the next thing.
I'm stealing one of Bob's questions. Who do you call in those moments?
My friends, my sister, anyone really. I have a really tight circle of people. Like I have, like you are my core person and that's it. It's like I don't have room for, I'm just not a very like extroverted person where I have like little acquaintances, friends all over. Like it's just like you are in my circle and you're stuck with me and you will know everything about me and I'll know everything about you. So I have like a basically every single one of my friends I can call. And everyone has like different life experiences, so you like kind of delegate out who's gonna give me the best advice and not make me like not tell me the truth right now. So
in those dark moments, it's almost like it's a very telltale sign of who you choose to call on that short list because that's what you really want.
Yeah,
that first person to guide you into this or away from it or whatever.
Yeah. So everyone that I have in my circle will just straight up tell me the truth because I think that's what real friendship and like sisterhood and familyhood is just like, okay, they'll listen to me. They'll never judge me, but they will be like, you're being insane. Shut up. Stop complaining and just do it. Like, that's what I like because it reality checks you and it makes you feel like you are being supported, but you're not being like babied or enabled. So that's I'm very intense.
So,
I'm a very intense person. I'm very like cut and dry.
Yeah,
So just
great.
give it to me.
That's where AI will fall short, at least for right now. It will say, you know what, Kat, you should go beat up that person.
AI in the therapy. It's
terrifying.
That's you are human. I'm like, first of all, I'm horrified that you're like calling me a human and you're not a human. That's a really human tendency. And it basically like tells you everything that you're thinking is good. It's like, should I text my ex who was horrible and awful to me, but he's on my mind right now? Why not? Just think about what his experience is and why don't you just reach out? And you're just like, my best friend would be like, absolutely not. Delete his number, block him right now. Like AI will just like kind of encourage
Kat,
everything.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, just do it. You never know what can happen.
Yeah, I've joked about this before, and my kids think it sounds like an insensitive jerk, but like I refer to the friends and the family members that I have as like tools in a toolbox, and I'm not calling them tools. I'm just saying they each have a skill set or a life experience in certain areas, and that's where I need the help right now. So you reach in the toolbox or your contact list for that one person that understands the situation. And that's it, right? And I don't think that's bad. Like, I know I fit in that category for some people, and I love when they call me. I like to be there.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to call them at some point.
Yeah. As long as you're not like trying to curate their own response and saying like, oh, this one thing I'm having, this person is going to tell me something I want to hear, so I'll just call them.
Yeah.
I don't want that. That's like a fine line of what's good and bad. But yeah, usually it's the life experience. Like they've already... similar experience. I don't know, just stuff like that.
Yeah, you seem like a good one to call.
I'm very compassionate, even though my personality type like doesn't really project that a lot, but I will listen and I will never choose sides. If it's like between two people, I will never be like, oh my God, you're right. Absolutely. Like, forget that other person, that everything they do is wrong. I'll just like listen and just support the person that I have that relationship with. And I'll never just like talk bad on someone just because whatever's happening. I will just listen, but I will tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Like,
it sounds like you collect the data, analyze the data, like report it as it is, and then like support them in their decision.
And just support, no judgment, no aggressive language towards anything. Just like, this is like what you're telling me. I see it like this. And like, the best you can do is look out for yourself and position yourself this way and keep going.
Problem solving. Very
People
creative.
do rely on me like that. And I'm like, it's shocking to me because I'm like, sometimes I feel like I don't have a handle on my own life, but people are like calling me for advice.
It's easier to see other people's stuff.
Yeah. It's easy to fix other people's problems for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think just growing up, I think it's a rite of passage that you go through. I guess I would say in your 20s when you start to realize that the world doesn't quite work the way you were taught, and the people that you had the utmost respect and had thought of them as sort of perfect have flaws. You know, you see it with your own parents. I'm sure my kids see it with me. And like, you know, and then you start to, there's like this weird vulnerability of like, wow, like there's a lot that I don't control. And like, and then you start to run a business and you're like, there's a lot that I don't control, but there's so much that you do control. Yeah. And so going back to what you were saying, and I think it's very admirable. And I think it's a necessity to be a good business owner is you realize where those lines are. I know I can control this and that's all I can worry about, but I have to also be aware. You can't just, I'm not going to listen to this or that.
Yeah.
You have to listen. And we just talked to some folks the other day who run a business, and they do a very good job listening to their customers. Now, not every piece of input is valid, and some people just like to complain, right? But the majority of people and the trends you're noticing, you can't just sit there and run a retail business and say, people should buy this, right? If no one's buying it, you need to swap it out. And so the same thing with you when you're saying, I love that the first part of your thing that you do is someone to sit down and just listen, tell me what you're doing, what you're trying to do, and what's not working. And and then you go in with your surgical gloves and fix it.
Yeah. My favorite thing to do is so fun. And it's like so much relief. Pretend like you know nothing. You know nothing about anything, especially when you're talking to a client and you're like, they're like doing a certain thing. I pretend I know nothing about the thing they're doing. I've never heard their name. I come into, and sometimes I do it in front of them and it's like really embarrassing, but I'll like to myself, I'm like, I don't know what your business is. Let me click on this button here. Like, what does this do? And I just pretend like I am a fresh customer, maybe, who's coming to your store or your website. And I'm just trying to figure out like I'm here now. What do I do? That is super fun to just like eliminate all thoughts and come at it super blindly. Cause I'm always trying to say, we know what your business is. You, especially, you're the business owner. You do everything. You created this thing. Do other people how you're saying it on your website or in person? They always do say it correctly, like how their customer thinks. But their website usually, in my experience, is that it's in their language of describing their business. So I say, we need to restructure this. We need to get in the mind of your customer. Like, how do they talk? How do they think? Does your website, does your social media messaging convey that? Or are you inside of your own head in your own business with your business lingo that they don't understand? And that's like 100% of the cases.
At the time,
Yeah, because it's hard. And I do it to myself too. Like my website, which don't look at it right now, I have to update it. But it's definitely like, kind of like marketing digital website person language at the moment. I've updated it before, got a little bit better, but I follow my own advice once I have the time and I will update it. So I'm speaking to my customer instead of, this is what I do, websites, digital marketing, branding.
Me.
Yeah, this is a business, but I'm going to say, okay, this is the problems that you might be facing within your business. Educating them and speaking their language is really my approach all the time. And it's just really fun to I'm always like, pretend I'm an idiot, okay? I know nothing. They're like, what? Like, just wait. Just
go with me.
Is it hard for you to do that? No, I'm just
kidding. I love it. I love it. It makes me feel great because I'm like, my mind is always like 100 million miles per hour. So I'm just like, let me just slow down for a second.
Yeah. So do you meditate?
No, I've never been a good meditator.
Yeah.
Never. I can't turn my brain off.
How about when you're biking or hiking?
Yeah, that helps.
turns it off, yeah.
Especially if it's like torturous pain.
Yeah.
Cardio.
Yeah.
Then you have nothing to worry
Torturous
about.
pain.
So
I
funny.
love it.
That's what working out is for me.
Yeah, same.
But if you embrace the pain and the torture, then that's what made me understand like how people like go on insane marathon runs and like do crazy hikes. It's like it's going to suck, but
Yeah.
like it's so fun once you like embrace that idea.
Embrace the suck.
Yeah, embrace the pain and the torture. It's inevitable. The reward is the best part afterwards.
When
It's
you,
not unlike hiking.
Yeah.
14ers.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I hiked a lot of 14ers in Colorado, which is, if I have to educate anyone, it's the highest peaks in our country. There's 52 of them in Colorado. I think I did,
52 in Colorado.
Yeah.
Wow.
or maybe, no, it is in Colorado. I think I did like 9 or 10 of them.
That's incredible.
Yeah. They're hard, very emotionally, physically hard, but it is a lot of fun and it's just like crazy feat. And when you're doing it and you're above the tree line, especially if you started below the tree line, like in the forest, and then all of a sudden you're just like alone and there's just like open sky and like a crazy peak over here. It is a wild experience. It makes you feel like you're on a different planet and just like, it actually puts it into perspective for me. I would always feel like very small
Yeah.
and like, the world isn't centered around my own thoughts and my own existence. And now here I am like this tiny little being in this open space. It was a lot of fun, but man, I think I overexhausted myself with those 14ers.
Would you do another?
Yeah, I would. You can't just go out to Colorado though. Like you can't just like fly into Denver and like go do one. You have to like acclimate for at least a week before you do it. But I would. I'd do the easier ones that I already did.
Yeah.
Because there are like treacherous ones that are scary,
Yeah.
which is all of them.
Did you ever do that?
Yeah. I mean,
You hiked
I
it.
have hiked out there. I've hiked out west and I love it.
Did you do a 14er?
I don't know. That's the thing.
You would know
I
because
think
it's
I would
all
know.
they talk
I don't
about.
think so.
They like everyone is like naming them like Mount whatever.
No,
you
we-
would
You
know.
probably did
We
like
hiked-
a 9er or something.
Yeah. Niner. We went out west to Jenny Lake, and that's in Wyoming outside of Jackson Hole. And we definitely went on this path and we landed on some kind of like Devil's Pass or something. And we're like, oh, we'll just keep going and it'll loop around because we're so used to like Pennsylvania hills. And then we saw the storm coming in off in the distance and
Yeah.
the sky was getting dark and the wind was picking up and it was like blue skies and then like black. We're like, we got to get down.
That's
And we didn't have
scary.
cell service. We only had one of those little GPS
Mhm.
things and we couldn't really read it. And we're like, we got to turn back. We saw people coming down and they're like, there's not like a parking, like there's no exit.
There's no cover even. You're just
No.
exposed.
We're like, do we spend the night out here in the
Mhm.
wilderness?
Yeah.
No, we had to go
It's
back
really
down.
scary. Yeah.
But it was terrifying. Like
Mhm.
the boulders are no joke. You're just like,
Yeah.
you can't even run.
That was like the level of the 14er that really started scaring me. Like it used to be like a fun challenge, but then I started getting like scared for my life when I was hiking and there would be like boulders falling and other people are wearing hard hats, like climbing helmets. And I'm just like, not.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I'm like, I really enjoy this experience, but I do not need to be risking my life. Like,
Yeah.
this is not the endeavor I'm trying to go
Oh,
for. So,
yeah.
But it was a little cool though, right? A little
I mean, it's really
exhilarating.
cool. Yeah. It's like, I love saying, oh yeah, like hiked a lot of 14ers, like no big deal. Like on my whole Instagram, which I don't update like personally, it's like really old pictures, but it's like all 14er, like peak.
Yeah, that's a really proud accomplishment.
Yeah. It's crazy. Not a lot of
It's
people do it.
terrifying. Like there's a couple moments where you're like, back. I just had the thing back up against the rock wall
Yeah.
because
Wind.
if you go down,
Uh-huh.
you're not coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hiked ones where like there's still snow
Yeah.
at the top and at the bottom it's summer. So you're like hiking with the crampons or like these little spikes that you can like stick to your boots.
Yeah.
So you'd have to like put them on at some point so you didn't just slide down a cliff face in the snow.
Yeah, that'd stink.
It was scary.
It's scary.
Yeah.
What? So when you get done with one of those climbs, I guess you call them, were you excited and immediately get home and start planning the next one? Was it like addicting
Yeah.
as soon as you get done?
And yeah, you kind of have to play the weather too. So like in the summer, so you don't freeze to death on the top. Like so peak summer is like the best time to go,
Okay.
even though it's really hot. Where you start at the top, it's like 40
Freezing.
degrees.
Yeah.
So there's like a really small gap of time where it's like the most ideal to do it. And so yeah, you're kind of just like, all right, here we are in the season, let's go, like keep doing it. But they're like ranked by I think like 1 through 5. So you try to do the easy ones first.
Sure.
And they're not easy, but they're not like as long. You start higher up probably. So once I started doing those, I was like, okay, like these are hard, but I did it. But then the further down you go, it gets scary. So like after some time, I was like, I'm good. Like this is enough for me.
So how long do you hike for?
I think the longest one, they're all day hikes. The ones that I was doing, they're like really the like introductory ones, which is horrible. The longest one I did was probably like 17 miles. Start at 2 a.m. and you get done at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
What?
Yeah, it's just constantly moving the whole time up, with no air. In the
that's
dark.
the hard part.
And then, yeah.
But then how do you get down?
You move
Same
down.
way you came.
See, this is why we're worried if you go by yourself. You get
Same
to this
which
I've
top of the
also
mountain.
done in Zion.
They're
I
all,
went
like all
Yeah.
out and back. Like it's the same trail. But it's cool
Yeah.
because you start at 2 a.m. and pitch black. So you didn't see like anything around you to start. So then when you're back down, you're like, oh wow, like this is what it looked like when we started. So
Wow. I think down is almost harder than up. Sometimes.
down is
Your
hard.
toes are just
your toes and
jammed.
your knees.
Yes.
Oh my god. I was like still in my 20s when I started doing it. And I'm like, my legs, I would be like out of commission for a week.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not the most like, I'm not in the gym. I'm pretty like just like a normal activity person. Like I'm always moving. I'm pretty active, but not like physically like lifting weights all the time. So I'm like not the most in shape person to be doing it. But I'm like, my legs will not function now for like 5 days.
I know.
It was
'cause
crazy.
You're really like holding on for dear life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it crowded when you're doing those?
Some of them, yeah. So that 2 a.m. one, that was Long's Peak. It's like the one in Rocky Mountain National Park. And no joke, you're in line the whole way up. And when it's dark, everyone has headlamps on. So you could just see like afar all the headlamps in a line. Like you're in like a store line to check out like the whole time.
That's
really
crazy.
There's a picture. I had it on my screensaver for a while. I think it was Mount Everest, but it might have been a different, very large mountain. And it was a picture of the guy that his friend took, and he was like standing by the pole or whatever at the peak. And it was just like all the mountains behind him, right? And then they turned it around, and there was like 30 people waiting for it's like when you go to the vacation spots and everybody wants a selfie and everybody gets 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, that really takes the shine
Yeah.
off it for you.
It's like the pyramids in Egypt.
Yeah.
You ever see those
Wow.
pictures where
Yes.
it's like the pyramid in the desert, but then you just flip the camera around and it's like McDonald's is like right behind it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's like a
No.
whole, yeah. I was like, wow.
So here's the question. I'm sorry to do this, but I always go, everything sort of transfers into other parts of our life. We've often talked in our we're actually talking about a podcast series called The Next Mountain, which is about business owners. And after you sell your business because you've kind of got to the top of that mountain and then you're looking for the next thing. Not that doesn't always happen. Some people just spend their whole life and just create the business and then they retire. But a lot of times entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs are like, what's the next thing I can create? It's the thrill of the climb, I guess I would say, that keeps you jumping out of bed in the morning and then thinking of all the things I have to do. And then that's fun. But when that starts to fade or you kind of got it to the max capacity, I get like a lot of grief in the office here. I think I've told you this. I'm not good at celebrating victories or milestones. And no matter where we've grown as a company, which has been quite extraordinary, I always say, cool, we're halfway there. Just because I fear that carrot like no longer being there that I'm chasing. Not that I have this weird desire to eat carrots. That's an old saying, right? But so when you talk about your business now, you're certainly on the upslope. Not that it's hard to climb. It's fun to climb. You're at a good momentum, a pace, whatever. Do you see that ever kind of hitting a peak? And what would that look like? And where would you take it after that?
I think it's going to hit a peak. I think I'm doing my best not to get burnt out because like I'm just always doing and working on like 7 projects at a time, different. So I can see myself getting burnt out with doing the actual work. So I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I'll be a consultant one day where I'm just kind of like guiding people, not really doing the work anymore. Or who knows? Maybe I could work for somebody at one point. But right now, I don't have any care to be doing that. But I don't know. I think like I ride on this is something I've built and I really enjoy and I'm good at it. And other people think I'm good at it because here I am still doing it. That's like enough for me at this moment in time to keep going. And I don't even think about that I'm like climbing up. I'm just like doing whatever I want. I'm sustaining my lifestyle. Like I can pay my bills. And I can have like a social life and have fun and I'm not just working 24/7. Like that's enough for me. Like I'm never, I mean, of course I want to make as much money as possible, but I'm never going to be like more. If I just can get what I want, that's good enough for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
For now. I mean, maybe I'll be a millionaire. That'd be great. But like, I'm not just going to like sacrifice everything for that at this moment in time.
Yeah. I think that's beautiful.
It's a really valid point. And if you can be, I mean, ultimately, I mean, when I started out working, it was to feed myself and feed my wife and vice versa, and then feed our kids and take care of ourselves. Right. And I guess there's a point where and I want to say this, so to an extent, the money is important, right? But it's about the building. It's like knowing what you can do. And then knowing there's always a cost for that next level, and you just kind of hit it on the head. That cost would be maybe some things that I wouldn't find fun or enjoyable and would rob me from the other stuff that is important over here. And I just like, it's hard for people to find that balance and everybody's different. But one of the hardest things we try to teach folks, and you're kind of getting to that stage, is if in a one man or one woman band, it's all contingent upon you. And when you start to reach capacity, you have a choice of either like, this is my coasting speed and I love it, or I do want to scale. And to scale, you have to be able to transfer those things to somebody else.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not that hard. Other times it really is. You have so much creativity with yours. But the good news is if you can figure out how to do the business on the back end, there's always other people with creativity, but they probably hate running the business.
Yeah.
And, and maybe you can partner up with somebody who runs businesses and they can be your fractional CFO or something like that while you continue to sort of duplicate yourself.
Yeah.
It's super hard to do and it's a choice. But I mean, those are the things, because if you can, right now, the value of your business, so if you ever walk away, the value is zero. Right? But if you can duplicate it, and then eventually get it to a point where you're completely removed, there's still value there. And then you have time for that. Plus, but again, it doesn't happen overnight and it's a lot of work.
It's always in the back of my mind, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm good at both the creative and like the mundane, financial, bookkeeping, all that admin kind of stuff. So that it's not, I never am at a point in my business where I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing with like my taxes. And I don't know how to do this one thing with this one client. Like, I just love it. So I do it all like pretty easily. But I do think about, if I'm gone, this is all gone. And luckily I'm not going to screw over my clients because I don't own any of their stuff, but that's what happens. And if I did have somebody to offset some of the workload, what would that look like? And is it possible? Because everything I do is custom tailored. Like I don't have not a single cookie cutter template, not a package, like 3 standard, nothing. It's just all custom. So hiring somebody to do the work and finish projects would be a lot of training of just like a specific thing. So like there's not even a process for that at the moment. So that's what I'm always thinking of, is like, at that point, if I do get burnt out or I just like hit a wall that I cannot exceed by myself, like what do I do? So it's always in the back of my mind. I need to start like at least jotting some of these thoughts down, some of these notes, so I can start seeing like the big picture of like what actually this is coming to, because I know this business model isn't like future proof at all. It's working for now, but you never know.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've I've battled with this a lot in my mind because it's like, am I building a business that
Mhm.
is an asset that I can sell and scale and multiply?
Quotation marks.
Or am I creating an intentional lifestyle that fits me in my life
Mhm.
and serves me and meets my needs and makes me happy
Yeah.
and makes me a better mom and makes me a better human
Mhm.
right now at this point in my life?
Yeah.
And could it be both? Could one transition to the other later? Maybe. But like, what's more important and what are your intentions and what are your goals?
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're really happy with what you've done and how
Mhm.
far you've come and what your day-to-day looks like now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's beautiful.
I love it. Like
And-
every day I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I just came here. We're in Tunkhannock. It's 40-minute drive. I'm just like, whatever. I'll just drive to Tunkhannock. Like I'm not held down by any sort of time frame. And I could go back home. I could do some more work. Or if it's like nice and sunshiny out still, like why not just enjoy myself
Yeah.
for like an afternoon?
Right.
Like I can do that. And every day I'm like, this is such a privilege. Like this is such a luxury that not a lot of people have. They don't want it. They like their setup or like they didn't even know it was possible. Like I just do it. And every day if a friend who just randomly calls and says like, oh, like I have a random hour, like, do you want to go get a coffee real quick? I'll be like, yes.
Those are good friends.
Yeah. Like I really tried to indulge in it without sacrificing like the quality or like the time I'm spending on work.
Yeah.
Like I'll get everything done, but I really take advantage of those times because it is a pure luxury.
Also, it has to fuel you in a creative
Mhm.
space. Your creativity and whatever that takes to cultivate is of utmost importance.
Mhm.
And if that means going to be with a friend or get sunshine
Yeah.
or take a nap,
Yes.
that is an investment into you, which is an investment into your work and your
Yeah.
clients. That's
Mhm.
how I see it.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to take a nap after this?
Definitely.
You keep talking about
The ideal nap time is like 2:30 to 4.
right
Anything
big
after
Oh,
that.
that's a long nap.
No,
Oh,
not-
wait.
like the time slot
I don't
of
think she meant
napping.
it that way.
No, I
Yeah.
won't take a
Like,
2-hour
I'm,
nap.
I'm with you. I got you.
But if it's like before then,
Yeah.
not good. And if it's after then, there's no point. But
Yeah.
if you have like that little space of time between 2:30 and 4 to like take a
Oh,
nap.
yeah.
I can do that 20-minute nap thing.
I was just going to say 20 minutes is my perfect
Yeah. Like
amount.
yeah. I don't need like a big nap.
No.
I'm just like a solid, excellent sleeper. It's like my superpower.
Yeah.
Like I can sleep instant every night. So like a nap, I can just like rest my eyes for 20 minutes and feel
Yes.
refreshed.
Same.
So
Love a nap.
if I have a
Love a
website, a flat Earth website, would you work with me?
It
Ethical
depends.
dilemma.
It depends on your intentions with it. Like if you're trying to like convert a bunch of people to think that way in an unethical way, no. But if you're just like really passionate about it,
Cat, why else would I have a flat
Yeah.
Earth website?
you never know. But yeah,
Interesting.
I never there's all different types of businesses and organizations, and so I have a pretty good radar for that kind of stuff. So I've stayed out of trouble in that regard. But
What's the most
I don't know.
random project you've ever had to work on? Where you were like, what?
That
This
you
doesn't
can
make
say.
sense.
let me think. Probably the fence guy, the guy who builds fences in Colorado. This guy's a legitimate cowboy, like actually a cowboy. He has his own like patented fence system. It's like a genius. He's gonna be like, it's gonna go somewhere. He's the best. I call him my Colorado dad. Anyway, but it was so random because, and like, just like, what the heck? Because I never knew how to build a fence. I never worked on a ranch. I didn't grow up here where there's like endless miles and miles and miles of open space where you just have like a little wire fence around it. So I started working with him to like actually sell it online. And then I started learning how to build fences. So I built my fence in Colorado, like a split rail wood fence, like literally put it in the ground.
Oh my
With him.
gosh.
And that was just from like making a website one day.
That's great.
Yeah, it's the best. It's
Yeah.
so funny.
You became your customer.
Yeah. I'm very hands-on. Like I love to really experience like what they're doing, what their daily life is like. I'll become your friend after it. Usually like all my clients are just my friends that I don't know. I'm just like, you can't get rid of me. Just, like,
Jewelry
they're
designer.
like, oh, sorry to bother you. I'm like, we're friends now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
jewelry designer, post hole digger.
Yes. Well, actually, his fencing system is no post holes. That's what makes it cool.
Get
What?
going.
Explain this to me in 30 seconds or less.
T-post, steel T-post, drive it into the ground. So those are like really long, like 8 feet or something. Drive it into the ground so it's like sticking up this much out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're doing a wood fence, it could be like any fence. He just bores a hole in the wood or like slides like vinyl over it and kind of creates like a pocket underneath, not like 2 inches deep, fills it with concrete and down the hole a little. So really what's holding it is that T-post in the ground. So if you can like hit it, you back into it by accident, you like bent your post. Instead of like, having to dig it all out, you would just pop off the wood or the vinyl and just put another one on.
Brilliant.
And then there's another side of like the corners. That's his patented thing with the T-posts.
And they have frost there, right? So they're dealing with getting down below the frost.
He lives out near South Park, Colorado, which is a real place, like the show.
Oh,
Park.
I gotcha. Yeah.
It's so high up. I think it's like 8,000 feet, if not more. It's outside of Breckenridge.
Mhm.
Literally, like it's like nothing. His house, nothing. And it's like rocky ground in the literal Rocky Mountains.
So how does he get that thing 8 feet in the ground?
He drives it in with this like automatic post pounder. Actually,
Was that a
fun
technical
fact-
term?
yes, post pounder. Our ground here in Pennsylvania specifically is worse, more rocky than it is out there.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, he's
That's
like, oh
crazy.
yeah, Pennsylvania, like out east, it's like the ground is like way harder to drive these things into. You never would think.
I think it's
Shale?
interesting that a cowboy who figured out how to do these fences in the middle of nowhere, Colorado,
Mhm.
is wanting to put a website up.
Yeah, and he's
And marketing it.
I think he just turned 70. Or
Oh, that's
God,
perfect.
I hope he's not 70 yet.
Wow.
He's an older generation, and
Yeah.
he's been a contractor. He's been like all this stuff, like a rugged cowboy guy.
Cool.
Literally grew up in a wood cabin with no electricity. Like that's what we're talking here. And he is just a hard worker, very passionate person. He has like excellent ideas, and he had made this like years ago, but like it was like struggling to like get it off the ground and like get someone who could like get it online. And I just he would come into that coffee shop I used to work at, and he
Wow.
poached me. He said, "Oh, like what do you do?" Because everyone could tell like I wasn't just there to be a barista.
You
know how. I
don't
think
look
I was
like
always-
a cowboy.
I
That's
was working on my laptop. That's why.
Oh.
That might be the most interesting part of this conversation. We've talked a lot of cool stuff, but I just think really good business people are always on the lookout for an opportunity. And it
Mhm.
doesn't mean like you're not satisfied where you are. That opportunity can enhance what you're doing. It can extend it, expand it, whatever, or it could be completely different.
Mhm.
And in your situation, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
love
I
that.
love that.
Yeah. He's the best.
You're
I
a
just-
networking queen.
I know. I would have described myself as an introvert before all this business stuff, like who didn't really like want to talk to anybody, just kind of like whatever. And now I'm like, I have no problem just like walking up to people and being like, "Hey, what do you do?"
I
Or
love that.
or like not always about business, just in general.
Yeah.
I think I really like learned to, understand that people like we need each other. We are a big support system for everybody. It's like a community is what makes everything keep going. That was like a big learning curve. Like out of high school, really, I learned that.
Yeah.
I didn't learn that in high school.
Most people don't.
Yeah, we learn most after school. But
Yeah.
we get a good start, hopefully. But Kat, this has been great. Is there anything that we're up on an hour here? Is there anything that we haven't talked about that we forgot to?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think we covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, a lot, including naps
Yeah.
and climbing mountains.
Yeah.
And
Two maybe the
Chiweenies.
opposite.
For those of you who don't know what Chiweenie is, a Chihuahua Dachshund, and they're like the best dog breed ever
Oh,
because they're small but they're athletic.
love it. So if you had to give advice to someone who was interested in starting a business, what would you say?
I would say, first, I would ask, what do you want to do? And why do you think that it's going to be something that's like worth looking into starting a business for? Because I get a lot of people who ask me, like, how did you get started with this? And it wasn't just because, I don't know, I just thought like this would be like a career route. I've seen some people do it and I thought I could do it. So why not? Like, I really had a passion for it. So it's like, usually if people are thinking about running a business, it's like, what is that thing that you're doing that you think you want to share and have other people experience? So that would be my first question. I always believe like I have my heart in everything. So like you have to have your heart in it. You will be successful. So just the bottom line question is like, why? Why are you doing it?
Yeah. Great.
Mhm.
I love that.
That's a great place to wrap it up.
Great place to wrap it up.
Hands in. Let's go.
Thanks, Kat.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
This is great. That's a wrap on today's episode of Beyond the Bottom Line. Thank you for listening. If this conversation sparked something for you, please let us know. Follow, share, or leave a review. It helps us keep having the conversations we love that you love to listen to. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more real talk from real leaders. Until then, here's to feeling successful beyond the bottom line.